Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Don K. Preston, the president of Preterist Research Institute of Ardmore, Oklahoma. Welcome to my morning musings. I normally take this spot, and I've been sharing with those of you who watch my journey to the full preterist view. I've been asked to comment on the horrible situation at Penn State University. As I'm sure you are aware, the defensive coordinator for the football team has been accused of pedophilia, of child abuse. Very clearly, this is a deeply, deeply disturbing thing. There is universal condemnation, as there should be, of his actions, his alleged actions. But you know, one thing that seems missing to me in all of the discussions is the absolute utter hypocrisy of atheism. And someone might say, what do you mean, hypocrisy of atheism? Well, let me explain. Atheism says there is no morality beyond humanity. Men invented and invent their own morality. It's kind of ironic that just last week I was on an internet discussion somewhere, don't even know what board it was, but sexual actions were being condemned. There were some Christians condemning sexual immorality, and an atheist chimed in and said, morality is humanly derived. We invent our own morality. You crazy Christians have no right to condemn anyone for what they want to do. I couldn't help reflect upon that atheist's claims in light of the Penn State situation. I'm pretty sure that if you were to ask that atheist, do you condemn the alleged actions of the Penn State football coach? I'm pretty sure he'd go, oh, absolutely. How so? How can you condemn the man's actions? According to virtually all research, all pedophiles claim that they're only responding to the overtures of these young people. These young people seduced them. These young people came onto them. And after all, they're only expressing their genuine love for these children. They're doing what's natural and right to them. This is their moral standard. What right does society, after all, what is society? Society is a collective group of individuals imposing their thinking on individuals. Well, you know, if I, as an individual, stand at the pinnacle of evolutionary development, what right do you have to tell me what to do or not to do anything whatsoever? If natural selection and if survival of the fittest is actually true, hey, then what I am doing to survive and to advance and to be strong, you have no right to condemn me. So what we see in this Penn State tragedy is the absolute bankruptcy, the absolute illogic of the atheistic paradigm that says, on the one hand, there is no morality beyond man, and then seeks to impose the thinking of a collective group of men on another person, another individual, but that's totally illogical. You have, once again, if morality is strictly humanly derived, human invented, no group of individuals has a right to tell me, as an individual, what is right and wrong. Very quickly consider this. For an unfortunately long period of American history, society, you know, that invents morality, supported by literally centuries of history of the collective thinking of, quote, society after society after society, said that slavery was acceptable, normal, even right. Okay, that's That's humanly derived morality. And yet it's one of the most reprehensible actions and beliefs and moral standards that could possibly be true. Consider also that during World War II, or prior to it, Adolf Hitler, joined by several other, quote, societies, unquote, they all determined that the Jews were subhuman, had no moral rights, no human rights. Well, other societies said, no, you're wrong. So World War II comes about, and millions of people died. Well, what is it? That's simply one group of people imposing their moral standard on another group of individuals. They're living according to their humanly derived morality and ethical standards. What right did any society have to tell them they were wrong? Do you see the hypocrisy? You see, there has to be a moral standard that is above man, that all men answer to. If atheism is true, no singular society has the right to tell another singular society what is right, wrong, or acceptable. Because after all, this is a group of individuals deriving and inventing a standard of, quote, ethical conduct, unquote. So what if another group of individuals doesn't like it? They have no right to say it's wrong. So once again, the utter hypocrisy of atheism is exposed. And even though this is a microcosm in this horrible, horrible situation at Penn State, it ought to bring to the forefront of every thinking human being of how desperately man needs to submit and to obey, to honor the moral code of God that transcends all societies, transcends all individuals. We need to honor God and His Word. Well, this morning's morning musing's a little different. But the horrible tragedy at Penn State, I think, is deserving of our attention, to make us pause, to make us reflect on the incredible need for mankind. Not to make themselves God, not to make ourselves the standard of right and wrong, but to realize that God is the only true standard of right and wrong. Thanks for joining me for this morning's musings. We'll see you on the flip side.